Hey everyone. I don't know if you caught it, but we kind of just announced that we were going live tonight to talk about Kundalini. I'm waiting for Anna here. Anna and I activated each other. We were like super into the magic that we create when we do activations together. And so last week or the week before last, I can't remember, a lot has happened since we activated each other. So we wanted to get together and talk about it. And we thought it would be a good conversation to share. So I'm just waiting for Anna to hop on here. And once she hops on, we will get into it. But essentially, like a bunch of blocks just shot through. Hey, Anna, here she is. Hey, Jess. Okay. Right, letting Anna connect here. Hi, beauty.
Hi.
Okay, so I kind of just set the stage. I just said that we activated each other. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before. Like a lot has happened, but
Oh, yes. I think it was last last week. No,
no, it was it was 2 Fridays ago, right?
2 Fridays ago. It
Okay,
was a Thursday, actually.
like a week and a few days. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Yeah. So I guess since we're talking about it, I want to know something because I think that there's like a difference between a Kundalini awakening and a Kundalini activation. And
hmm
so I want to hear from you kind of your experience with the awakening, because we both had spontaneous Kundalini awakenings. And then also your like your experience in the activation. How were they different and
hmm
were the effects the same?
Okay. In my experience, when it was an awakening, a Kundalini awakening, not with a facilitator or guide or in a someone holding space for me. Um, it was really powerful slash scary in the way that I didn't know what was happening to me. So, because you are not being guided um, in a secure and safe space, it may be, I don't want to say the word dangerous because that's like a pretty intense word, but in a way it can be because you actually don't know why you are feeling that way. It may be because you feel like, oh, maybe I'm getting sick. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I have anxiety. It was a panic attack, but then it doesn't stop. And it actually, the energy goes higher, and you don't know how to hold that because actually holding a very high state of energy and consciousness, it, there's there's sometimes people that cannot hold that super high vibration, and
Right.
it's not that it's dangerous, but it is um you don't know how to handle the energy. And for me, because also it was COVID at the time it
Mm-hmm.
happened, it was
Mm-hmm.
really scary. Like, maybe I have COVID, maybe I'm gonna die. Like, it
Right.
was that extreme. And actually, for me, I don't know, but it's kind of like the same experience for other people that I have talked about this, like Kundalini awakening experiences out of nowhere. Like, my body was shaking. I didn't know what to do. In my case, I thought I had an immune disease. and I wasn't able to go to the doctor because it was COVID and
Right.
I was going to die in the hospital, you know? So um, it had to happen like 2 years for me to discover it was a Kundalini awakening. Um, and then when I was ready to hold that energy in a safe, contained space, I guess the moment arrived for me, and it's been softer, you know?
Mhm.
It's not this thunder striking energy out of nowhere. It's it's more like a flow of energy in your body that you can channel because
Mhm.
you are placing an intention and you know you are in a space where your energy will feel different. And I do believe like having a facilitator that you have trust and that you know knows how to contain and create a safe space for that is really powerful, and for me have been more powerful than my random Kundalini awakening where I thought like I was dying. You know. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so then the activation, like what did you notice? Um, was you're saying the energy isn't as intense, and that actually makes a lot of sense because you're not as dense as you were when you were awakened. Like your
Hmm.
field is able to hold higher frequency. But anyways, what was your experience in the activation versus the awakening?
My experience in my activation, I'm gonna talk about the activation that we have recently because it was very powerful, and it was very eye-opening in the way. So we set our intention first,
Mm,
and for me it was feeling connection again, like being connected to source again. And I actually work with my spirit guides, and in this case I just have one guide, and it's super like weird to say like I just have one guide, like I know like who are my guides, you know. But for me it appeared as Sophia, and she has always been my ascended master guide, or the way I can like tap into the source of energy. And
mm,
I think my preconception, it was like I'm just waiting for a message from her or to, you know. And it was very different because it was actually like you and I were connected. So working in any type of energy work with someone else, like in a one on one session, it is a very profound experience because the field is open, and you can perceive also all of this, like the spiritual container. It's not just you creating the container, but it's also this like higher frequency energies of our spiritual guides and our team up there, or the energy you need to like witness at that specific time to awaken that um like crystalline or code energy in your body in your channels. And like 2 days before my activation with Jess, I was meditating at home, like normal meditation, like in the morning. And I put a random meditation that day, like a YouTube meditation. And that YouTube meditation, it was to connect with your intuition, because again, I'm going through a phase where I need to feel more connected, you know. And for me, in that specific meditation, I got it they guide you through this, like forest and then going into this cabin and then waiting for someone to appear. And for me, it was Jesus. And I was really surprised because never, even though I grew as a Catholic, when I started my spiritual, I can say awakening or a spiritual path, and I kind of like went away of every like church or dogmatic type of, religion, and it was just me with the universe, um with my higher self, with God, and just like being connected with God as you feel like connection with the trees, with the sea, with nature, just forgiving myself for the things I couldn't change at that point. So I don't know, I kind of like um, I kind of like, I guess I didn't have that connection strong, as when I was little, and
Mm-hmm.
you learn about Mother Mary and Jesus, and I used to like pray the Holy Father like every night, and it returned. It came up that week in that meditation, and I felt a lot of love. And well, fast forward, I go to activation with Jess. And at this point we haven't talked to each other. Like, it's just like, let's activate each other and hold space for each other, because it's important to also tap into that energetic healing space when you are facilitating for others. And everyone is working something. It's not that just because you are a facilitator, you are more enlightened. We are at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are working the same. We are just like changing roles, and we are also learning from each other. So, um, and when Jess activated me, I felt a lot of energy like in my heart space, and I was generally in activations. I move a lot. And because of, I believe it's because of yoga too, because my first awakening, Kundalini awakening, was because of hard, well, not hard, but I was practicing yoga very like rigid, like every morning at 5 a.m., and then having this like changing my diet and just like elevating my, I didn't know that I was like cleansing and just elevating my vibration, and that's when it happened. But I didn't do it consciously. So because of that opening with yoga, my body tends to like just, I don't know, but this like does this like sometimes asana kind of like movement. And in this activation with Jess, it was more about like my hands, and I kept like doing this mudra. um and I'm not like thinking of what I'm doing. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I'm just like letting my body just move, so the energy flows in whatever space, just like trying to not fixate in the movements.
Right.
And actually, when I was doing the movement with my hands, I got this visual um, of when I was a kid, and my grandmother of like my dad's mom,
Mm-hmm.
um, my abuela, she used to like take us to church in the town where I was born, and it was this cathedral, and it was this big Jesus like um in the back of where the sacerdote, I don't remember,
Yeah.
the priest is in front. Um, and Jesus had this mudra in his hand, and he had the sacred heart in his hand. And I just like while I was moving, I just had this visual, and it was me just sitting in the church, like when I was a kid, because I felt myself like when I was little, and just like seeing Jesus there, and telling me that like he was a healer. He he was doing energy work, and he was healing, and that all of us, we have the this innate um, capacity to heal each other and heal ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it was like eye opening to me. Um, and it was kind of shocked just to like have that visual in my head, because I was not expecting that. But again, you need to release all expectations when you are doing this type of work. And at the end, when obviously it came other things, like, but that was like the big, like, most, I don't know, like the highlight of my activation with you. And then when at the end, when we did the integration, because we finish and we do an integration of the energy, and I told Jess, like, do you know who came for me? And she's like, Jesus, I felt Jesus here. And I'm like, what? uh, so um yes, it was really beautiful. Thank you, Jess. And that's an experience that I cannot imagine having, like, without knowing what it's a Kundalini activation. Like, I will just like think I'm going crazy, kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Yes, I
Yes, it was really beautiful. Thank you. And I know you felt that energy too.
for sure. Yeah, I think that like you, it wasn't as intense for me opposed to my awakening, which was like super intense, and I thought I was crazy and all of the things, and um like it was definitely about like my channel opening, and so sometimes when it opens, it's like the floodgates are opened and you have like
Mm-hmm.
this information at the same time, and it's really overwhelming. Um, but I just remember in the activation, I moved a lot and they were very like, it's kind of gross, but slithery movements,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't
Mm-hmm.
experience in my awakening. My awakening was literally like it was like a vibration. It was
Like
like, it was,
shaking.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
shaking, but it wasn't like I don't know, I had this weird kind of like pulse moving through me in the activation.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit different. I feel like I could hold it a lot better than I could my awakening. My awakening was like directly from spirit. So it was too high of an energy for me and I had troubles grounding it. And both times I don't, the second time I wasn't manic, but I was almost like I was really struggling to ground it. Luckily, I knew grounding techniques. But the first time it was like so intense and I just I went off of the rails a little bit. But again, more of a reason why having a facilitator is it's important because you are aware of some of the things that can happen after an activation. And yeah, I will say the one thing that was revolutionary for me was afterwards, the same things happened. Like I had all of these creative ideas, and there was like these puzzle pieces that kind of came together and
Mm-hmm.
fit perfectly. So all of these downloads that I had been kind of ruminating over, it was like all of it clicked, and
Mm-hmm.
it would the final parts of them were kind of revealed to me and I was able to process things at an alarming rate.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my awakening, it was like all of this information had finally like been revealed and I was able to kind of like, but it was almost overwhelming and same, it was almost overwhelming. like just the amount of information that just becomes clear to you. It's like, oh my God, this is a lot. So, um,
Yes, and you think like everything is going so fast.
yeah,
It's because it's just like this that
yes,
pops everything like stuck in the field out.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And there's like an urgency around it. It's
Mm-hmm.
strange. You're like, oh my God, I just have to get this out. Like, I have to get this out of me before I forget.
Yeah.
And yeah, in that way, it was overwhelming, but I was able to hold it a lot better. Like, I was able to really ground the energy and integrate it. Whereas when I was in my awakening, I would say it took years to integrate
Mm-hmm.
the Kundalini awakenings. Like between my first one and my second one, my first one was in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that it took 4 years
Mm-hmm.
for the second one to be integrated and for me to really understand what had happened. And so the fact that after this activation, the same things happened aside from the like slight mania.
Mm-hmm.
I it was like, oh, I wasn't crazy. That was Kundalini. So it was like all of my final questions around that had kind of been answered. It was like I no, this was a spiritual experience. It wasn't a mental episode, and I can kind of rest assured that I'm
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just I guess called. I don't know how else to say that, and I don't mean that in any pretentious way. Um,
No, but it's it's really eye-opening when you just are aware you are doing energetic work and energy that is stagnant and suddenly like something unblocks and it starts to flow can be overwhelming when it's too much.
mhm.
Um, so I feel what you are saying about like just going maniac in some
Yeah,
point because
yeah.
you're start you start to get all these downloads of things that you were blocking off because of whatever blockage you were holding and it's like now I need to do this and 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 this
Yeah.
and then it's all kind of all over the place and it's really important to know how to integrate that and just feel that there is always support as well like in that space
Right.
and it's what I really like for like kind of the way or the method that we kind of created with it without knowing that we were doing it
Yes.
of like the integration with the cacao at the end even though when we activated each other we didn't do the cacao ceremony but we had this like piece of chocolate
Mhm.
and we did this integration as sitting with each other and really like downloading all the information and seeing that um, I'm always really amazed that we think we are this little humans playing to go to work and do this and do that when we are so much more
Mhm.
like it's so amazing all the love and the like transformation just there waiting for it like the universe waiting for you to tap into that and become this version of yourself that you chose to like experience here but because life here
Mhm.
you don't get to be at that state and it's just like uncovering and it sounds the other day I was thinking about this phrase of like um yeah like healing work is it's long or it's like it's deep and it's not like one thing like oh I just went to yoga class I'm healed or I just went to a
Right.
kundalini
Right.
activation I'm healed like no Like there's a lot more to uncover and work. And doesn't mean that your whole life you need to be healing. It's just like being aware of all of those things that trigger you and that you need to process, and that are unfolding and come to the surface when you are encountering like certain types of people or situations in your life being catalysts to like transform something in your life or to do this and that. And those are the spaces in life when the healing is required.
Right,
And sometimes the process, as you say, like, oh, 2 years to process, is when we don't know that we are going through that stage.
right. Yes, so true. And I think also like the time limit, it's like it's all about the consciousness that you're able to, well, hold, for lack of a better word, or
Mm-hmm,
practice. It's like you can't just hop. I mean, I guess you can, but you can't just hop from one stage of consciousness to another, and that's really what healing is it's just exposure therapy or exposing someone
mm-hmm,
to a different frequency, and it could take the first time they're exposed because they're ready, their field's
mm-hmm,
ready, or it could take, you know, 20 times. No,
mm-hmm,
no one really knows because free will is involved on not only a conscious level but a subconscious level. And so I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, this activation, I feel like since we kind of we work well together, we work closely together, we kind of see the vision and see where we're headed. I feel like it was able to take a lot faster just because the consciousness was there. And it was
mm-hmm,
like you said, it was a one-on-one activation. So it was like our fields were deeply integrated
mm-hmm,
together. And so in those moments, we shared each other's consciousness. And it's not about
mm-hmm.
being more conscious than the other. It's just kind of the metaphysics of it. Uh,
Yeah, the
yeah,
connection.
yeah.
Yes, it's a very different experience when it's a one-on-one and when it's a group session. And that doesn't mean like one is better than the other. It's just different. And and I love both. But what I do believe is like if it's one-on-one, it can be more like tailored to your unique experience, you know?
Yeah.
And that can be more expensive in a way, even though when you are in a group the energetic field is bigger,
Hmm.
and it's also very powerful. So it's really it's really up to what the energy will like present itself to you, like to get this work going in you, you know.
Right. Yes. Okay, at this time, we have a couple people watching. If you have any questions, Anna, do you want to add anything or do we want to open the floor for questions and then kind of summarize?
Yeah, and honestly, if um there is someone else watching like afterwards, because we're going to save this conversation, you can message us, and I'm always very open to speak about this, because I think also there's a lot of like taboo and kind of like woo woo um um stigma of
Mm-hmm.
energy work. And with Kundalini energy, because of like the cultural or our preconception of um, symbolisms, even like the snake,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and for me, it's really important to also address that and to like really, I want to transmit that this is not me and you, like Jess and Anna, healing you. It is just
Mhm.
Yes and we are creating the space for you to tap into that energy to be able to heal yourself. And that's what I got from my activation with you and with like Christ consciousness and Jesus archetype coming and Jesus love coming into my field. And it's like it is I hate to use the word hate, but it's something I am working on. But I honestly, I sometimes like kind of like hate like this, like like feeling more enlightened than other because I just like did this spiritual work. I just know to do this, or I just like, it's not it's not like that. It's not like it's it's honestly it's about yourself and not comparing your journey to anyone else. Like the other day, I got this random message of, I don't know, like a random person. I don't know like who it was, but it was like you are using yoga as whatever. Like yoga is not fitness. Yoga is like, no, I know it's not fitness. Like yoga is like a lifestyle. You're stupid or something like that. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, I hope you are like living that lifestyle and you're happy. Like it's it's really like why you need to compare like what type of healing or tool or life you are. I know it's important to like honor what you are doing in regards of like ceremonial and traditions. But independently is everyone's journey. Like it's different. And if you choose to experience like a Kundalini activation as a form of healing, because it's a form of healing, um, it's knowing you are the one healing yourself.
Yeah.
And any form, even like when we do tarot sessions, it's 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 really your energy in the cards and there's really you getting the insight from your higher self, and it's just me creating the space for you to tap into that energy, to see the symbols, to see the archetypes, because symbols are everywhere in your life, even in our dreams. And just it's important to me to get out there that you and we just create the space. We just curate a space of love and to feel safe and to be held on your own healing journey. Like you are the healer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important to have no fear too, because if you really believed in God and Christ, you would understand that that's a bigger energy than anything. It could take care of a serpent. I think in Kundalini, that's the serpent is the representation of or the symbol of that energy, and that's where a lot of people, especially in the Bible Belt, like kind of draw the line.
Mm-hmm,
But you know, native in some native cultures and also in Celtic cultures and a lot of ancient European cultures, a serpent was considered the one most closest to Mother Earth because its belly, it lived completely on Mother Earth. In It was completely joined with Mother Earth.
mm-hmm,
So there's a lot of different stories about the serpent. Of course, the Bible references the serpent, and they're kind of, the symbol of Satan. But
mm-hmm,
in Hindu culture, the serpent represents something that is like a pure survivalist. It doesn't have, it's black and white, it's truth, and you're
mm-hmm,
supposed to overcome the serpent. And not only that, but you have reptilian DNA in your brain. You have a mammalian brain, and then you have a reptilian part of your brain, and then you have, the bigger part of your brain. So,
yeah,
um, So it's kind of this thing that's all in us, and by activating it and by grounding it and overcoming it, you're able to live a fuller life because the part of you that's the survivalist
Mm-hmm.
is overwhelmed with your spirit when you activate Kundalini. And then you're
Mm-hmm.
able to integrate those things and honor them both because it's part of the human existence. And so to me, that's really what the serpent means. I still don't really like the symbol personally, but I'm not afraid of it because
Mm-hmm.
I have faith in God. And I know that the serpent doesn't mean anything to God. It's
No,
nothing.
you really do give meaning of um, it's about perspective.
Hmm.
And yeah, I get that. And it's normal. Like, it's when you get the devil in the tarot card, and you're like, whoa, like,
Right,
I knew I didn't have to have this reading. Like,
right, right.
yeah, so it's a symbol. And as you were saying, like, every culture or it holds like they hold different meanings to different symbols.
Hmm.
um and really, Kundalini, this life force energy, it's like, for me, it appeared in with the name Kundalini. No, it may be because my work, and my inner work was awakened through yoga, and it's part of that lineage and that wisdom. But actually, life force energy is it's everywhere. It's not that it's just from that philosophy. It also, it's the I Ching, is the Holy Spirit, and 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 it's this energy that it's connected to everything and everyone, and it is awakened for you to, like, heal and release and be that version of yourself.
Right.
um the other day I was seeing um this video of, um it was in a church, and they were giving, or transmitting, this holy, blessing,
Hmm.
and the person was just shaking and, like, releasing and crying and opening. And for me, it was like, I have experienced that, like, with Kundalini, and just, like, understanding, like, there is different ways of, um, tapping into that, space of healing and connection with God.
Right,
um and everything, it's perfect, is the path that you chose in this lifetime, and it will present in that way if you are open to that healing.
right. Yeah.
So if anyone is being called, like, with Kundalini, it's I just will suggest to explore that. And if not, it's also okay. Like, it is in other place, and that will be the right place for you, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I think that was what I wanted to share.
Perfect. Okay, well, next Sunday, Anna and I are hosting another Kundalini and cacao activation ceremony. So if anybody on here or anybody who's watching afterwards is interested, tickets can be found on my website or on Anna's. And I will link that in the comments, or you can find it in the stories, or you can find it in my bio and all the places, or you can DM
Hmm.
me and just I'll send it to you, or Anna. And
Yeah.
I think that's it. Do you feel
Yes.
complete?
Yes, and we are open channels if you want to, like, DM us whatever you think, like, whatever question, even if you don't vibe with this and you want to share something, like, I'm open to
Okay.
receive everything.
Same, same. I am the sacred witness. I will witness you in your anger or in your peace or in your
Yeah.
curiosity. So come at me with whatever.
Exactly.
Oh, all right, beauty. I am going to go night night. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah, me
do.
too. Thank you for sharing the space
Oh,
with me
Chico just came
again.
on. Okay, well, Chico, I'm gonna post this and you can watch it after, but I hope to see you soon. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, Anna, love you and
Love
see you
you.
soon. Talk to you soon. Have a good day at work tomorrow.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.